Hello everyone, welcome to this week's learning session about practical psychiatry. Now, the context of this is, last week I talked about collecting data in your life, and this idea has fascinated me for a while now, and I noticed that having concrete data allows me to make much better decisions. And I was really proud that I discovered this. And then this week, I found out that I didn't discover shit. These techniques have been figured out since the 1980s. And it's called cognitive behavioral therapy. And it's the most effective type of therapy against depression, anxiety, PTSD, tics, substance abuse, eating disorders, borderline personality disorders. And it works on par with medication, with less side effects. So, this week, we're going to be sort of looking at 4 different things. First, we're going to look at what is cognitive behavioral therapy. The second thing is we're going to be looking at how do we fix thinking, how do we fix behavior, and then what did we learn and how can we extrapolate that into our own lives. Awesome. So, CBT has the core theory that thoughts, emotions, and behavior are inherently connected, which means that if you have a certain emotion, like you're happy, you're more likely to have happy thoughts. Wow, the music is just fantastic. Thoughts can affect behaviors and emotions. They're inherently connected. So CBT asks the question, which one of these are changeable? And it comes to the conclusion that thinking and behavior are influenceable. So it aims to identify unhelpful patterns of thinking and unhelpful behavioral patterns. And let me just change this song because that's garbage. And it aims to find a way to contextualize and improve the resilience against unhelpful patterns, those thinking patterns and behavior patterns. And the way it does this is by being pragmatic. It looks at specific problems, and we'll look at what some of those problems might be in the later sections. It's structured, unlike classical therapy where it's very much tell me about your childhood. It talks about, hey, what's going on right now? What are the behaviors that you would like to, what's causing you grief, and how can we fix that? And it's collaborative, which means that there's no one-size-fits-all solution that could just be handed to you on paper. Generally, the therapist and the patient work together to find the best solutions. But fun fact, there's online tools available for this if you want to try it out yourself without, paying cash. All right. So, fixing thinking. How does CBT talk about fixing unhelpful thinking? So, the founder of CBT, Beck, observed 6 different unhealthy types of thinking within people of suffering from depression. And those are selective abstraction, minimization, personalization, arbitrary interference, magnification, overgeneralization. And now that I've regurgitated that information at you, let me sort of talk a little bit about what that means. These are just instinctual thought patterns that you have to events. Let's say someone leaves some dog poop on the sidewalk. You could make a mountain out of that by fucking cursing every single dog owner there is, which would be an unhealthy type of thinking. So, how do we counter that? There's 4 real ways of countering that. There's more, but these are sort of the most commonly used ones. And it's, first of all, taking a step back and being able to recognize that in the case of the dog poop one, that you're overreacting and that it's not that big of a deal. Or gaining a better understanding and going like, okay, maybe that person was super busy and had 0 time to pick up that dog poop. Or problem-solving skills like scraping dog poop out of your shoes. You know. This is a dog poop-focused learning week. Yeah, that would be some ways to counter that. Now, let's look at behavior. Now, and behavior is typically sort of classified under these four different things, although there's lots of disruptive behaviors. There's substance abuse, like alcohol, or, frequent weed usage, eating disorders, which I found out today are horrific, tics, and phobias. Now, how do we deal with unhealthy behavior? The slide title is wrong, but it's okay. Only 6 people watch this. Sorry, the music makes this hard to do in one train of thought. All right, unhealthy behaviors. The way we can counter that is by facing your fears. So this is called exposure therapy, which is a big part of CPT. There's also role-playing and learning to recontextualize behavior by calming one's mind and relaxing one's body via meditation or something else. All right, table of contents, extrapolation. Interestingly, people without mental health conditions can absolutely benefit from CPT. And so, in general, CPT is used to reduce stress in chronic mental cases, or reduce anxiety. But it's been shown very effective in your every day-to-day life at reducing those small levels of stress and reducing that small level of anxiety. So now is the fun question of the week that I always ask, of course. Who do you think you would be if you were completely stress-free and completely anxiety-free? Would you live your life differently? Yep, I sure would. All right, thank you for tuning in to this week.